Yeah, so you can date other men. You can have multiple partners as well. I'm sure that's always been in Fable. Again, you're gonna be. I guess you're gonna be the king of this world and do however you want. Really, there wasn't much to add from what we had already seen. Like I noticed was the graphics looked pretty much about the same as Fable 2. Not much of a graphical upgrade, but I mean, otherwise, I mean, the concept's good. It's just not much to really talk about with it.
Probably, I mean, the biggest announcement that came out of it was the release date,
Right?
which is October 26th.
Right. That was about it.
I mean, he pretty much they just wanted to have his name in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fable. I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets delayed, because he hasn't really shown anything more.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's up. Time's running out.
That kind of seems like a very close date for for what little footage we've seen of the whole game. I don't want I couldn't predict if it was going to be delayed or not. For all we know, he's making good progress, but
they're not showing it. So
they're trying to.
That's all we
This
know.
game is so good, we're going to keep it under wraps.
It's the best Fable 3 ever.
Best version of Fable 3 you're ever going to find, kid.
Yes.
So yeah, October 26th is the release date right now for that. So we'll see if that changes, but not much. Fable was just kind of meh to me. Nothing really stood out with it. Until then, a certain game did come out and kind of, I believe, in my opinion, stole the show with everything.
What game is that?
Ooh. What you called Hello Island Kitty Adventure 4, was it? Last time
Halo
around?
Reach.
Yeah, Halo Reach. Codenamed Halo Reach.
So, yeah, I agree with you on stealing the show. This game looks amazing. There's a space fighting mission where you're in, a ship, and it looks like Star Fox, kind of.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It, reminds you of current or next-gen graphics and world, but the old school Halo just feel to it. It's just it's a perfect balance, or at least it seems, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, and like I said with Gears 3, the scale seemed a lot bigger. As the main thing we saw was you're with a group of soldiers. They're all Spartans, but you're like going down a beach, and then you start seeing these invasion pods coming down, and the Covenant's coming out of it, and it's starting to attack you. But like I felt like it was actually like the realist feeling of war in the entire Halo game series up to this point. Like it actually looked like there was an actual war going on. It wasn't just Master Chief just going through, 20 Covenant at a time, being like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, for once they really showed the Spartan struggle, or at least everyone on that planet.
Yeah.
I got a good feel for that.
Yeah, like emotions were running high. Some humans were humans were screaming and scrambling everywhere, and and there was one thing I remember was a Covenant was kind of a dead Covenant body, and there was a human over it just like kicking the body, screaming like, "Yeah, take that, yeah!"
But he didn't take his sword. I would have taken the sword.
Yeah, there was a sword on the ground, and he could have taken it, but no, he had to get into his rocket ship. Which at the time I was like, "What? Why is he getting into a rocket ship?" I didn't really get that, but that led into the space battles, as you mentioned,
mission, which looks very cool.
Yeah, no, it's something definitely different that Bungie's been doing with their game. I mean, it was really unexpected. I don't know if they had any, if anyone had an idea that was coming.
No, I didn't read any. That was a surprise.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see, if they have you, attacking, all the Covenant ships, but, do you board Covenant ships and all that? Maybe they'll even have space battle multiplayer, for all we know. That could be a possibility.
It actually reminded me of Ratchet & Clank, A Crack in Time.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if you ever played that.
I played a few Ratchet & Clank games, but, yeah, no.
In the latest one, they have a lot of space missions. It kind of feels like Super Mario Galaxy. But that's how the Halo Reach looked, kind of that.
Well, either way, it just looked really great, and I think it's pretty much cemented in my mind as well. I'm sure a lot of other people's minds that this is a must-buy on the first day. I'm really excited actually to get my hands on that when it comes out. So
yeah, it's been a while since I've been truly excited for Halo.
And when is that coming out, by the way?
September 14th, 2010.
All right, coming very soon.
Yes.
And then there was one other little thing they showed.
Yes, it's a very, very, very brief showing, but it's Codename Kingdoms, and I don't know if the codename actually is Kingdoms or if the game's called Codename Kingdoms. I'm gonna guess it's just codenamed Kingdoms, but it's Crytek and Microsoft Game Studios teaming up for a 360 exclusive. All we saw was a CGI trailer of a 300-esque setting with blood dripping down the sword perfectly.
Yeah.
They didn't show too much, but what it does sound like it's going to be is something comparable to God of War 3 on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much really to see on it. It was a very brief trailer. All I saw was, very muddy and dirty, burly man just with his weapons, with a bunch of his friends. A bunch of his friends were joining him in the background with their weapons too. But I guess it's supposed to give you the idea that it's going to be a very intense, battle-hardened kind of experience you're going to be doing with this. And if it's Crysis, the creators of Crysis that are working on it, you'd think the graphics are going to be really good. It'd be one of those games if it's like, gladiatorial type thing. I don't know why. I just pictured gladiator battles when I saw the trailer, but you'd like see the...
It did look like that, yeah.
You'd see like the sweat dripping off the guy or whatever, or the blood like spattering everywhere if you cut him up. So, not much to see, but, a lot of questions kind of raised from that, especially when you know that Crytek's involved somehow.
Yeah, they had the lead graphics guy from Microsoft Game Studios announce it, so it looks like it's going to be the game Microsoft's wanting to point out that they've, pushes the 360 that shows, hey, we can do this too, and I think that's what that game's going to be. Plus, but other than that, no information.
Plus, it's just a game about burly men, and I really need to get my burly man fixed.
I need that. Storm.
Anyway, now we get to the part of the conference where a lot of people felt it started going downhill. And
it's because it did.
Yeah, well, because it did. Unless you were a 10-year-old kid, you probably thought it was really cool what you saw, but the rest of us were just like, a little off.
Or a mom.
Yeah, we're a little off put, but of course I'm talking about Project Natal, aka Kinect, and so they actually It actually didn't start off badly. The technology they showed the technology off behind the game, and I thought what they were showing was actually really cool. The first thing they showed was the guy who went up and he waved at the Xbox, and it immediately recognized him in his avatar, which really is kind of cool.
That was amazing. Yeah, and I know a lot of, not to be racist, but a lot of skeptics were saying that it wouldn't be able to pick up darker people because previous technology has had the problem, and they've been accused of being racist.
Really?
So I think
that
might be why. HP made a computer that would the camera was built in and it would follow you. And there's videos on YouTube where they'll compare it with a white person and a black person, and it just won't follow the black person.
But nevertheless, it was able to recognize the guy, and when he waved at the camera, and it was really like I said, it was a really cool thing. Makes me kind of wonder too, if if there are other parts of your body you can wave at Kinect to get it to recognize you, but
why, Jeff? Whatever.
Why, just there are. I forget I said anything. Anyway, but the next part that they showed, which was really also really cool, was the voice recognition part of the whole thing, where you could say Xbox, and if you were playing a movie, you would say like Xbox Play or Xbox Pause. Or if you were in the menu system, you would say Xbox Friends or Xbox Zune, and it immediately picks up on that.
Yeah, that was really impressive. That was one of my favorite things from the conference.
Because you just want to be sitting in, if you're watching TV or you're watching a show off the arcade or a movie or whatever, you want to just be able to, roll over in your sleep and just yell out Xbox, pause or stop or whatever.
Yeah, you could be falling asleep in your bed after playing Xbox and just shut it off.
Xbox, play porn.
With your voice.
What?
Launch gay porn.
No, gay porn? What are you talking about, dude? Tranny porn. Tranny porn's where it's at.
Oh, yes. Exclusive from the makers of Banjo-Kazooie. Rare is working on the porn game for Kinect. You heard it here first.
But yeah, apparently you can voice command your Xbox to do anything. Xbox, do my dishes. Xbox, do my laundry, do my homework, blah, blah, blah. So it'll be really, that's a really cool feature, nevertheless. Really thought that was cool.